Welcome back to another edition of the VSOP Lounge. I am your host, Dewan J, captain of the cool kids, host of the Grown Man Logic podcast. In this edition of the Lounge, we're going to talk about image and what your image says to the opposite sex, to the workplace, and to society as a whole. This conversation was started. Before I get started, the drink of the evening. A Knob Creek Old Fashioned. A Knob Creek Old Fashioned is the drink of the evening. Now, this conversation got started because I was sent a video of a lady who was talking to, well, actually on Facebook, a young man commented, and he made the comment that said, dark-skinned women can't wear all sorts of different color wigs like light-skinned women and then pull it off. And then this video went viral because on TikTok, somebody decided to drag this young fella through the mud based off of his own perception. Was it warranted? His comments were 100% accurate. His comments were 100% accurate in terms of image and what looks nice and what doesn't look nice and what society perceives looks nice. Was the dragging warranted? Well, he kind of brought it on himself. I think that before you jump out the window on any form of social commentary on anybody, that it's important to take a self-inventory and make sure that all your ducks are in a row and there is no skeletons lurking in your closet. The problem with this man's statement was simply that when he made this statement, the images that were circulating of him on social media showed him doing bum ass shit. He was sitting in his uncle's car. According to the caption, he was sitting on his bed in one selfie, and the bed had no frame. And this allowed him to be dragged through the mud. His braids were unkept and undone. He had crusty around his lips on one photo. So if you're going to talk to people about their image and then make comments on that, you need to make sure that your image is 100% on par. This is probably going to be the only trigger warning you're going to give tonight. We're going to talk about some shit that, quite frankly, is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. But this is the VSOP Lounge. This is the lounge. We're going to talk about some shit that's going to hurt some people's feelings. And we're going to talk about some shit that may trigger some people. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, but it needs to be swallowed nonetheless, because if we're not taking and swallowing these hard pills, then we don't get the medication necessary to heal as a culture, as a society, and just do better. We're going to be talking about image, obviously. Now, the comment I agree with, okay? Because any real man will tell you that we prefer a woman with a natural beauty. And it's not that we want to stop you from dyeing your hair lime green and silver, or lime green and black, or, mustard yellow, or highlighter yellow and black, and, play the Cruella de Vil look. It's not that we want to stop you from doing that. It's just that it's not really appealing. It's not really appealing to most real men. Should you give a fuck? Well, yeah, if you want a real man. Should you care? Is this your problem? Yeah, if you're looking for a man to date, if you're looking for a man to come and talk to you, if you're looking for a man to come and speak to you, and you want to look more approachable. Psychology says that when a woman does something to her hair like this, that there's some kind of turmoil going on in her life. There's some kind of confidence issue that she needed to reassert. And we're talking about why make yourself look unnatural in the first place? Is it for the color pop? Is it for the confidence? Is it because you need to stand up? Is it because that you felt ignored or looked over by somebody? Either way, any man dealing with a woman with weird color hair that's not already married or inside of a relationship is going to look at that as an automatic red flag. Like, first off, it looks weird. Secondly, it doesn't complement your skin tone. Thirdly, it tells me that you're actually not comfortable inside of your own skin to the point where what complements your skin tone doesn't work for you. It's not working for you. It's not making you happy. But why? But why? And thirdly, or fourthly, I don't even know what number I'm on right now, but it tells me that you don't necessarily work at a reputable place, or you don't have a career, or you're not a professional. You're not one of these women that you claim to be. You never see Kim K with weird color hair, Chloe, or Halle Berry, other than when she's in a movie. So if these women who are regarded as the most beautiful women in the world keep their natural color, who are you to change yours and then want the same caliber of man? Who are you to dye your hair olive green and purple and all of these colors and then claim that you want a man that's going to treat you like a professional or somebody that's going to take you serious? Who do you think you are? You're probably not better looking than them. And by probably, I mean I'm willing to bet 8 out of $10 to donuts that you're probably not better looking than them, but your image and your brand matters. And in a culture where Hollywood drives what's popular, Hollywood drives what's important, and what we wear and what we do and the things that we say. Take lessons from people that are regarded as the most beautiful women in the world. Your Ariana Grandes, your Selena Gomez's, your Kylie Jenner's, your Kalani's, your Janae Aiko's, your models. They're not out here with weird looking hair, things of that nature. So to the lady on TikTok that dragged this young man, who the fuck do you think you are to drag this young man for making a comment? Now again, I'll throw you an olive branch and I'll tell you he deserved everything that he had coming, because his image wasn't where it should have been for him to make a comment like this. But who do you think you are? And again, this goes back to the ego and the hypocrisy that we deal with on a daily basis from toxic women who have probably been hurt and needed to change something and needed to stand out, and from the weak, thirsty ass men that allowed this to happen. Because like I've been saying, I've been preaching this all month long. For every man that checks a woman, there's 30 thirsty ass dudes that's gonna tell her it's okay and that she shouldn't be talked to like that. But that's just opinion based stuff. Let's get into some statistics, shall we? Inside of a workplace, your hair color is not protected. So when you go there with your lime green hair or your platinum hair, your purple hair, and you're sitting in there in the interview and the employer doesn't hire you, he has the right to tell you, no, I'm not hiring you based off the color of your hair. It's not a protected right. Most office jobs actually, 83% of office jobs insist on a natural color. Red, blonde, brunette. You may be able to sneak a burgundy based off of your skin tone. But ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question. What professional office space wants to hire your ass as an image and a representation of their company looking like you belong in a circus? Who wants that? Nobody wants that. If I walk into a law office and you're working there as a secretary or a paralegal, but your hair's dyed the same color as Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad, I'm not taking that law office seriously. I'm not taking that hospital serious, that doctor's office, that dental office serious. Hell, I'm not taking that massage parlor serious. Ladies, it's time to be honest, okay? It's time to be honest. And quite frankly, if I see you and your hair is not of a natural, if it's not of a natural color, like most men, we're going to assume that you either own your own fucked up business, you work at a fast food job that's meant for high schoolers, a massage parlor, a piercer, or a tattoo artist. That's about it. That's about all I can think of. Maybe a makeup artist. Maybe. But that's highly debatable because most makeup artists, the common makeup artists that are not makeup artists to the stars, are working inside of a Macy's or a department store or a Shiseido or a Mac, and they're being they're representatives of that, and even they are blonde and brunette. Still not convinced? 59% of men prefer dark hair. 29% of men prefer blondes. 8% prefer redheads. And 4%, the remaining 4%, prefer hair that is complementary to the skin tone. So yes, even though this man was fucked up and he had fucked up images of himself on social media, his comments were 100% on par. But then that goes even further. And we start to talk about what's desirable inside of a woman. What's desirable to a man inside of a woman? Now, I gave you the trigger warning earlier, and I'm cognizant of the fact that 61% of people under the age of 18 suffer from a negative body image, and 66% of people above the age of 18 suffer from a negative body image. And that society has been conditioned to want a curvaceous hourglass-like figure, which is the most desirable figure inside of the United States of America. I'm cognizant of all of this. And there's nobody attempting to tell you what to do or hold you to a standard or anything like that. But perhaps somebody ought to. Perhaps somebody should sit you down and tell you, hey, this is not attractive. This ain't working. Here's what you need to do. But the guy that's going to sit you down and tell you that gets written off. Fuck you, you're a hater. Fuck you, I'm woman, hear me roar. Why is it? Why is that? Why is it that we've gotten out of control? Why is it that we're so far away from constructive criticism that anybody that tries to offer you some constructive criticism gets labeled a hater? Why is that? Is your ego that big? Are you that hurt from a past relationship or a past trauma that you feel like that anybody offering you criticism is attempting to control your life? Who are we? Now, according to Psychology Today, there are 9 qualities of desirable women. I just touched on the physical. Now let's talk about the internal. Let's talk about let's talk about how you act and how you move, things of that nature. Because quite frankly, every dude that hollers at you or says hi or says good morning to you is not trying to holler at you. And quite frankly, it's alarming the amount of ego that's behind a statement like this or behind that thought process. It's alarming. So, the qualities of a desirable woman. There are 9 that rank highly. There are 9. There are more, but these 9 rank highly. Number 1, they don't chase people. They're so busy focused on their career, which they won't be able to get with fucked up colored hair. They're focused on their career, so they don't have time to chase people, and they're sought after instead of being chased. They're in control of their emotions. So when they're being talked to about, hey, don't wear your bonnet outside. You can't wear pajamas to the airport. Maybe you should change your hair color. I like you better as a brunette. They're not snapping off. They're not popping off at the mouth because it's something for them to consider. Number 3, they avoid gossip. But that's what happens with a lot of people. Somebody makes a comment on your image, and the first thing you do is call your girl. Girl, would you believe what this motherfucker just said to me? Could you believe how he was talking to me? He said that my hair was ugly. He said that I shouldn't wear a bonnet outside. Hashtag mind your business. Hashtag independent woman. Hashtag single is what that ends up being. That's what that translates to. Hashtag single. hashtag unemployed, hashtag underemployed. It doesn't matter if you have the brain of Stephen Hawking. It doesn't matter if you have the brain of Bill Gates, the business sense of Jeff Bezos, the adventurous spirit of Richard Branson. Because at the end of the day, we're looking at that initial perception. And y'all need to realize this. Y'all need to realize this. Y'all need to realize that the color of your hair is paramount to your organic and your natural beauty. You can't talk to me and tell me that you're comfortable in your own skin. You can't talk to me and tell me that you're you fearfully and wonderfully created and that you're comfortable in your own skin if your hair is the color of a cartoon character. Not buying it. Not buying it. And like I said before, it sends up an instant red flag. Number 4, they're not attention seekers. Not attention seekers. And that's what this whole thing's all about. Honestly. Your hair is a different color. You want to stand out from the crowd. You're an attention seeker. You're a thirst trap. You want the eyes on you. But make sure when you want the eyes on you that they're on you for the right reason. They're on you because your natural glow. Your skin tone has a natural glow to it. You're organically beautiful. You can walk into any room and rank within the top 5, top 10, top 15 of any woman in that room. They don't lose themselves in relationships. Now, again, I made reference to that Psychology Today article that says that when women are dealing with a crisis, there's 2 things that they change: their hair or the furniture. Their hair or the furniture. But if you're out here single, ready to mingle, you're doing thought shit like Meg Thee Stallion was saying, or you're out here having a hot girl summer, that means that you're not changing the furniture in your house. So you changed the image of your head, of your hair. And any man paying attention, any man that's decently read is going to read this 100% unequivocally and is going to throw up a red flag. Will he still talk to you? Yeah. But he's not trying to build a relationship. He's just trying to fuck. And you'll never be able to get a serious commitment out of him because Becky with the good hair or you know, the exotic flavor of the month or what have you, they have their natural hair. It's organic beauty. And that's the secret. That's the secret of why black men step outside of the black race to date women. Because y'all are busy trying to be the blonde hair by dyeing your hair or wearing a lace front that's platinum blonde, or you're wearing a straight black Yaki number 5 wig. But you're attempting to be it. So you can't tell me to love you as a black woman and love your African American and love your queenhood, your queenship. And then you try and dress up like these other women. You put the foundation and the contour on, little concealer and a wig, and you narrow your own face. So in a sense, you're hiding your own features. You're hiding the features that you're telling me to love. You're hiding the features that you're telling me to protect. Why should I take you seriously when you say love black women, when black women are too busy trying to be like everybody else? Number 6, they have hobbies and passions. They have hobbies and passions, which is cool. Maybe makeup's your passion. Maybe doing hair is your hobby. That's fine. But how is that securing the bag? How is that participating in your own survival? What is that adding to your household other than attention? Are you a content creator? Are you a makeup artist? Are you a hairstylist? Do you own your own business? Where's your LLC? Where's your EIN? Other than that, you're distracting. You're distracting from your own professional appearance. You're distracting from your own natural beauty. And you're telling me that you're just going to rebel against anything and everything that society has set forth in terms of rules. Now, I'm not one of these sticklers for rules, right? Because after all, this world wasn't built for us. This world wasn't built for black people. And I'm painfully aware of that. but you're not doing anything to further the cause. You're not doing anything to help us. You're not doing anything to help us advance, because you probably don't have a well-paying job. And these are my opinions, yes, but they're backed up by Googleable, it's a word, by Googleable statistics and thoughts and opinions. Number 7, they're fiercely intelligent. Now, this doesn't mean intelligent as in you can recite everything that happened in the Revolutionary War, or the political stance of all of the senators from. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about knowing how and when to move in the streets so that you can participate in your survival and advancement in life. We're talking about highly intelligent, fiercely intelligent women that are street smart, that know when to speak up, know when it's time to call in a man. And inside of a relationship, quite frankly, knowing when to shut the fuck up and just leave your man in peace and leave him in silence. We're talking about street smarts, fiercely intelligent. And that goes into this whole thing. Don't tell me what to do. You can't control me. I refuse to be controlled. Get it. Check. And you're entitled to that opinion. You're entitled to have that stance, and you're entitled to die alone and probably broke. Because ain't nobody putting up with that kind of shit. I made a tweet earlier in the week, I think it was last week actually, when I was saying that like a lion is regarded the king of the jungle, the king of all that is wild. But you don't see a lion expending energy when they don't have to. The same is true with a real man. The same is true with a real man. We're not going to expend energy when it's not warranted and when it's not necessary. Because we have to conserve that for important shit. I got 30 dudes in my DMs. Yeah, you do. But you got 30 dudes that's in there just trying to smash and dash. They're not taking you seriously. They're not. They just want to hit. They just want to hit, and you're probably going to let them. And then I'm going to see you on my timeline. Men ain't shit. Men are trash. Men like to play games. I'll give you that. Some men do. But we only do that because you allow us to do it. You allow us to do it. And your hair and your appearance and your image is a first sign that, hey, I'm going to be able to play with this one. I'm not taking this one home to my mom's. Not going to do it. Why would I? Why should I? What would my mom think if I walked in the door with her? These are the thoughts that men think. And this is open for discussion. You can either comment below now, or you can email me at talktogml@gmail.com. Talktogml@gmail.com. We can have this discussion. We can have it. I'm open. Change my mind. I don't think you're going to be able to, but I'm certainly open to it. And my mind isn't closed, but I'm bringing you facts and statistics. Number 8, they're always graceful. You may not like what somebody's saying to you. You may not like how they say it. But you can't, let me rephrase. You may not like what a man is saying to you. You may not like how he says it. But at the end of the day, you can't whip his ass. So there's no need to pop off and get the hand clapping and rolling your neck and all that other shit. There's no need for none of that. Because at the end of the day, if things got physical, 1, it makes him a bitch for putting his hands on you. But 2, you put yourself in that situation. You put yourself in a situation to be handled physically. So at that point, one of these days you're going to run across the right guy. And I hope that this never happens. You're going to run across the right guy who was raised with no morals and no scruples. And he's going to treat you not like a woman because he doesn't see you as a woman. He sees you as prey. He sees you as an object. He sees you as a cum dumpster, as a fuck box, because you don't take yourself seriously. And your hair and your image, that's what that says. And then your attitude confirms what the assumption already was. And number 9, brilliant communication skills. Why is it that we can't have a conversation about this? There's no doubt that somebody's going to be triggered by something I said here on this show. I urge you, talk to me. Comment below, email me, jump on a live on either Monday night or Thursday night from Grown Man Logic, and let's discuss. Let's communicate effectively so we can come to a collective understanding about how fucked up the society is, especially the dating pool inside of the black community, about how fucked up it is, and figure out a way to move forward. It's not that difficult. I'm open for a discussion. I won't argue with anybody about anything, but I'll discuss anything with anybody. And that's the mark of a man with great communication skills. So at the end of the day, what are we saying? We're saying you're entitled to do what you want to do. You're entitled to put your wig on. You're entitled to get your lace front. You're entitled to dye your hair hot pink. And nobody's going to give a fuck. But the person that does give a fuck is going to be the person that says something to you. Come here, sis. Let me talk to you. Come here, sit down. Let's chat. Let me give you some game. Because here's what you're portraying. Here's what you're putting out to the universe by doing your hair this way. And to the young lady on TikTok that dragged that young fella through the mud on there, jump out the window on me. You can't. You can't. And I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm successful. I am the man that you claim to want. And now, since you can't talk about my mattress, you can't talk about it being my uncle's car, you can't talk about the crust around my lips or anything like that, jump out the window on me. You can't do it. At the end of the day, you need to look in the mirror and realize that what you're doing is fucked up. And this young man was attempting to make a comment to put you back on the right path. And I'm going to leave it just like that. I thank you guys for joining me this evening on the VSOP Lounge. We'll see you guys on Monday. Actually, no. We'll see you guys live on Instagram tomorrow night for your weekly shot of sanity at Grown Man Logic. I am Dewan J. Welcome to the VSOP Lounge. Did you enjoy what you just watched? Be sure to give Grown Man Logic a listen on all streaming services and follow us on all forms of social media. We'll see you next time.